Hey good people, it is Tasha from Politics and Fashion here today with the video that is all about my 2022 LV Agenda Planner Setup. Now I am a planner and productivity nerd, girl, self-diagnosed, self-confessed. It is what it is. Actually, a lot of my earlier content on YouTube, if you go back to like the OG, the older videos, was around this subject because it is something that I think is just so important to success, quite honestly, and me being able to live a life that I love. And so don't worry, I won't get too woo-woo in this video. This is more about giving you guys a review of the LV Agenda. If you have been thinking about it, it is truly one of my most used luxury items in my entire collection for sure. And I also want to take you through all of the sections, how I organize it, my supplies, the companies that I love. It's really only one, spoiler alert, cloth and paper is where it's at, okay? And if that sounds good to you, make sure you are following me over on Instagram for daily style, self-care, inspiration, and let's get started. This is my current planner stack. As you can see, the LV Agenda is up top. I have my bullet journal inside of a cloth and paper cover, and that's what that looks like, just to give you an idea. On the inside, I have referenced this before, but not in detail. And then I have a brand new project planner that I use for content. This is from Paquetto, and I picked it up from a small stationery boutique in the DC metro area that I absolutely love called Penny Post. Now, I won't be going through these two today, but I mentioned them because if you all would like a more in-depth video about how I plan content, for example, you all know I have multiple components of my business. I'm an equity consultant and I also create content. If you want to know how I keep it all together, let me know, because that is going to include a much more comprehensive review that is about these two as well as the LV Agenda. It's a lot, okay? But I told you I'm an addict. I am addicted to it, and as Cassie Thorpe would say, when are we going to rehab? Never. All right, so today, however, let's jump into the LV Agenda Setup for 2022. I'm gonna talk to you here, but also, of course, insert B-roll so you all can see each section as I go through it. This is the MM size. Y'all, I'm so sorry, I always forget. What's easier for me to remember is not what LV calls it, but what most of the companies that create inserts call it, which is A5. So this is an A5 size agenda, all right? And this is the one that LV makes that on the inside, instead of having the card slots, it has the different kind of folders here, okay, which I love, and I'll go through what I keep inside of it on a consistent basis. So let's just start from the beginning, okay? The first thing you are going to notice is that I have on the left hand side, it's not hot stamped, I probably should get it hot stamped, but I have on the left hand side a lot of the supplies that I use the most frequently. So right now for me it is dot stickers from cloth and paper. I also have these really cool hexagon sticky notes that I got from Erin Condren. Erin Condren also makes good supplies, so you may see some Erin Condren pieces here and there, but for the most part, so I don't have to completely repeat myself over and over again, everything you see is from cloth and paper, okay? I just love their minimal aesthetic, which is really part of how I see this whole planning process. I don't go Holly Hobby with it, girl. It's not a whole bunch of color and, you know, monthly themes. I really try to keep a very minimal, clean aesthetic, okay? Then I also have some journaling cards here. I do have the cloth and paper subscription box. So one of them says start over, just a great reminder about not being afraid to just give it another try. And also this small little journaling card that says rules for living well, breathe intentionally, prioritize quality sleep, simplify your schedule, and notice your thoughts. And my word for this year is mindful. So I thought that was a really good reminder as well. In the back tab or the back pocket, I have these text divider tabs that I got from Cloth and Paper. Y'all, these are clutch. I have been looking for something like this, and when they came in my December subscription box, I don't know if they're going to be for sale. They do what they call happy hour every Friday starting at 3 p.m. and so She may drop them in happy hour, but if you have the subscription box, these are the kind of goodies that you get. And so they're just sticky tabs, and I've used them. You'll see across the top of my agenda because my plastic dividers are on the right hand side, and so I needed something that I can quickly get to different areas. And so these text divider tabs have been so good. And then on the right hand side, I have just a kind of card holder that I got from Amazon, and it has several pockets. Up top, I keep sticky notes and also whatever month we're in. Once again, these monthly calendar cards come every month from Cloth and Paper. I don't know why this says February and not January, girl. I'm already a month ahead, so I need to make sure I put the January one there. Then I also keep on the bottom, I tend to rotate different things out. These are journaling cards. It might be receipts. It might be quotes. But right now it's one that says start by starting. Another one that says striving makes muses. Striving makes muses. I have no idea what that means, but it looks cute, so we're just gonna put it back there. All right. So that is the first thing that you see when you open it up. As you can see, my color palette is black, white. I got a little pop of nude, just very simplistic the way that I like it. And then after that, I have these reflection journaling prompts. I really like these because it gives you daily, weekly, and monthly ideas for journaling. I am a big journaler. I like to spend that time in the morning doing a daily routine of meditation and journaling. I've shared that with you all before. And so this year, one second, fire department, we're back. This year, I'm going to actually try to keep journaling also in the LV agenda. And so I'll share with you that section once we get there. And so, you know, if I ever just kind of get stuck and I'm wondering what I want to write about, especially as a way of reflection, monthly and weekly, I really like to have those prompts there. All right. And then I have what's called a dashboard on this kind of like clear paper from Cloth and Paper, and I go into a monthly spread. Last year I did not have a monthly spread, and I really found that I missed it. Now I do have a large monthly calendar that I keep for content, but I like to keep my content calendar separate from my consulting calendar. And so I'll put some content things here and there here, but this is mostly for meetings that I have just to keep myself on schedule. And I really love this section because at the top it has an area for goals for the month, which I always write my goals for the month. I have a to-do list on the right hand side, important dates to keep in mind. I'm going to go visit my aunt, and I'm also going to Boston and Vermont in January. Those are 2 trips that I have scheduled, so I have those there. And then on the bottom is a bills due page. Okay, and then when you flip the page over, you have your monthly calendar on both pages. Absolutely love it. Okay, and so as I mentioned here, I have YouTube videos on Sundays and on Wednesdays just as reminders, haircut, several different meetings that I have, my trips coming up. Those are the kind of things, y'all, that I like to make sure I can have at a glance as I am also doing my daily planning, which we'll get to in a moment. Then on the left hand side, I am always thinking about content. At this point, video ideas come to me as quickly as like breath. It's just something that I love to do. And so I'm always jotting down like 5 handbags that you need, 3 principles for a bomb capsule wardrobe, right? And so I just have some of those ideas on the left hand side. You all would have seen my back to basics black pants video, and this is where it started, right here. All right, and I have only taken out the first few months of the year just because although this came in a full stack, obviously January through December, I didn't want to bulk up the planner, and so I took some of the additional months out. Another thing that came in December subscription box was this habitual or habit tracker. And I love the fact that you can put your habits here, and then actually on this curved kind of line, you put all of your dates and whether or not you have achieved those habits. And so I don't always track my habits on a monthly basis, but this is so aesthetically pleasing. I'm pretty sure I probably will. I don't know what goes on the right side. I wish they would have included an example sheet, which they usually do. So I don't know what we're gonna put there, but we'll figure it out. Maybe, oh, maybe pictures. That would be cool. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, all right? As you can see, I have February in here. I think I have it until like March or something in here, okay? And I'll fill those out as necessary. And then we get to the schedule. And so these tabs are all from Cloth and Paper. I'll make sure that I link them. They make them in a variety of colors. As you can see, these are clear with gold writing, but you can also get them, I think, in black and white, in paper and plastic. There are a lot of really great options, okay? And then I love this dashboard. It's raised. I don't know, just the fact that it's textured is so cool. And I just highlighted my word for the year, which is mindful. Now, let's get into the daily/weekly spreads. So, Cloth and Paper does two different types of spreads that I really like. One of them is a weekly spread, but it doesn't always have enough space on it and it can feel a little cluttered. So as you can see here, you know, it has the days on the left with the date on the right. It has this almost like grid space that I usually use for to-dos, priorities memo, next week. I just kind of jot different things down there that I want to be mindful of, okay? And it's great to be able to look down and to see the entire week at a glance. My only problem with that is, once again, when you have a lot going on, it can feel a little cluttered, and I don't know how I feel about these little small boxes, to be honest with you. And so because of that, what I have decided to do is invest this year in their daily spreads. And I already love them. Okay, now I made a mistake and I got them dated, and I wanted to get the ones that were undated. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes I find their website to be a little confusing. Not their fault. But if you're not careful, what you can do is order the wrong size. So please double check your sizes and order, in my case, the wrong type of design because they have so many products that are similar. So pro tip. Anyway, as you can see at the top, there's a little bit of space here. I just use that space for a word, for a quote, something to keep in mind. Then you have your tasks for the day. If I ever needed more space, I would just probably put a sticky note here to provide me with a little bit more space. Then you have your agenda. I start the day at whatever time my first appointment is, so as to not take up additional space. For example, I wanted to film. I had people coming to repair my closet, also Pilates, and so I just kind of made my appointments from 10 to 5 that day, okay? And then there's a section on the bottom for notes. This right here, it's just so minimal and clean. I may use different dot stickers here and there. As you can see, I have one here from Cloth and Paper. And I'll just take a moment here to actually show you all a lot of the different tabs and stickers that I use. These all, for the most part, come from Cloth and Paper, but I also have some from different places that I will show you, including Erin Condren, okay? So I use mostly these spotlight page flags. I find those to be very useful. And then I use the Cloth and Paper dot stickers that also come in different shapes. All of the colors are very neutral, which I like a lot. I also have the spotlight stickers that you just saw. Cloth and Paper once again. I have these almost kind of like water drop stickers. This is in the color Venus. I think they make these in different colors now. I love the fact that they are transparent, and that's true for the dot stickers as well. So you're not hiding whatever it is that you're writing or you're trying to highlight. I have these kind of textured stickers. These came from Unray. I think they came from like a local stationery shop. If I can find something similar, I will link them down below. As you can see, I don't use the pink as much. I probably use the white a little bit more just because I like neutrals in my planner. Okay, and then the stickers that I just got from Cloth and Paper in the subscription box are these lifestyle stickers. And I like these just because they're really cool to put on your calendar, for example. Cleaning, meals, shopping, laundry appointments, things like that. And what I tend to do is, just so I have them handy, is I put all of them in the very back of my journal or my agenda in a little zippy pocket. Now this zippy pocket came with that first folder pocket that you saw from Amazon, and so I think it came in like a set of 3. The third one is all business card size holders, and so I'll make sure I link this because this has really come in clutch, y'all. I just love, no matter where I am, having all of my stickers at a finger's touch, in my reach, handy, at, you know what I'm trying to say, girl. They're there, which is very helpful. I mentioned stickers, y'all, because I tend to use them the most in that daily planning section. But let's now go to lists. And I love this section because it helps me to stay on track with things that I want to purchase, to shop with intention. I also use a digital method. I use Karma if it is a certain item that I'm thinking that I want to purchase. But outside of Karma, I also have a visual list. So as you can see here, I have my wish list for 2021, and I checked off the different things that I was able to purchase. I also have what I'm calling my 40 for 40 list, y'all. I turned 40 on April 4th, the 4th month of the year, so 444. And I want to make sure that I am just spending the countdown to 40 as mindful and intentionally as possible, thinking about the things that I've always wanted to do. And so I'm going to share more with you very soon about this, because my goal is to really surround my vlogs this year around my 40 for 40 list. But this is what it looks like thus far, and I've used the front and the back of this page. I even have a couple of things here for December. I started my 2022 wish list, and I also think I probably used one of these for Black Friday as well. I probably just removed it. And so you have on the top what the wish list is for, the item, the location, the price, and a space to check it off. And then next, I just have like a simple dashboard kind of dividing it, and I have a list for my YouTube videos. This is not nearly as pretty as far as organization is concerned, because I'm literally just like sitting down at lunch, having a glass of wine somewhere out and about, and just like doing a big brain dump. And so I have a lot of videos that I have here that will be coming up soon. Actually, you've already seen the Best Buys of 2021 video, and this is where that video started, okay? And now let's hop over to projects. Projects, I tend to kind of play around with what I put in this section. It's not always the same thing. Right now, what I have here is this beautiful spread by Cloth and Paper for my goal setting for the year and my vision board. And so I have started that. Word of the year, again, is mindful, what I'm looking forward to, my focus, things to improve this year will. Then I have a space for notes on the right hand side. Next, because it continues, is a visual space. And so it is like these Venn diagrams, as you can see, that have different types of things to keep in mind. What are your physical goals, your mental, to do, financial, to try, focus, dreams. I'm really excited to fill this completely out. Then the next page is completely blank for you to add anything additional. And then the last thing I have here behind the dashboard that says own your own story are just a few more ideas for content. I probably actually need to combine this section with the one that's under lists, but these are videos that are coming up soon. So the perfect undergarments, places to start your luxury collection. And I just tend to kind of check off if I've done it or not. And I love the fact that the back of this particular page also has a mental download section. And so this is just part of, I think, their maybe project planning inserts on Cloth and Paper. I'm not sure what it's called, but these definitely come in handy again for creating content. Then I have a finances section. This section, I'll be honest with you, I use the least, just because I find using an app I use every dollar for budgeting is a little bit more helpful. But if I ever want to track my purchases, for example, I used this section when I was doing the bathroom refresh to make sure I didn't go over budget. This section is very helpful, and it's just a purchase tracker, spreads by Cloth and Paper. Next, we have goals and ideas, and I am planning to use this section this year for journaling. As I mentioned, I have this cloth and paper spread that starts with the focus for the day, positive affirmations, mindful intentions, and then free thoughts. I tend to fill out the beginning in the morning and then the free thoughts section in the evening. And so, oh, hi friend, you want to say hi? Say hello. Say hello. Say I need a haircut. I need a haircut. And so I just like having like that dual check-in in the morning and in the evening. And so usually my journal is the first thing that I pick up in the morning and then the last thing that I see at night. Okay. Again, these are inserts from cloth and paper that I'm pretty sure are available because I think I actually may have ordered some more of these. They came in a subscription box, but I think I ordered more. Again, because my goal is to kind of have this as ground zero for the year. Then my miscellaneous section, I like to use this to take notes. If I'm not taking notes in my bullet journal, which is really probably what I'm going to use most this year for notes, I also have a section back here in the back. Usually this has a lot of paper in it, but I, used the paper, gotten rid of it, recycled it. And so I only have a couple things here that are kind of lingering that I want to make sure I have in a safe space. And I just use that important tab from cloth and paper at the top so that I don't forget. These are all notes that I use for my consulting work. Okay, so let's talk about where I have these little text divider tabs outside of the tabs that you see on the right hand side. I have them for those notes as I mentioned. I also have the follow-up one. I use that for my 40 for 40 list, which is helpful. I have my important tab and I'm using that for my goal setting section for the year. And then I have a this month one, which is I'm using for my January habits. Okay, and as you can imagine, once again, it would be so easy for all of these things to kind of get lost, which is why I was very hesitant to use this journal or this agenda exclusively, just because I think there's so much paper in here. It's kind of like, how am I going to keep it organized to truly go back to particular spreads? And I really think that these divider tabs are going to be clutch this year. And that is it, good people. That is the LV agenda. I hope that this has been helpful. Let me know if we should do check-ins about kind of how things are going. If you want to do weekly planning together, girl, we can do that. I'm telling you, this is my jam. Okay, so let me find out that y'all are into this too, and we gonna have us a good old time. I also would love to know if you would like for me to go in depth about the bullet journal and the content creating calendar or agenda as well. I will be happy to do so. In the meantime, what is your biggest goal for 2022? I would love to hear more about it. Drop it down in the comments down below, and I will see you, good people, across the internet. Peace.